Folks, it's a great day here on So Bad It's Good because we get to talk to one of our oldest friends in the content creation podcasting world. She is one of the co-hosts of the amazingly good podcast, Bravo, We're Black, which actually has a really great special announcement recently. Also, you got to go follow their Instagram account if you don't already. And I think they're making inroads on TikTok as well. I'm trying to figure out TikTok myself, but we're here to talk Bravo, pop culture, whatever else comes up, because she's always watching 10 other things that I'm not watching. So hopefully we can get some good tips on her. So please welcome the one and only Kaya Wilson. Kaya, welcome back.
Well, my name is Kaya.
Oh, God.
No, I'm just kidding. You know what? I'm just kidding.
Okay, you guys, I argued with Kaya right before we got on. Because I used to call her Kaya, and then somebody was like, no, her name's Kaya. And then I was like, oh my God, I've been saying it wrong the whole time, and I've said it to her face. And then I switched to Kaya, and then I heard somebody say Kaya, and then I just asked, what is the correct way? And she said, I go by both.
I do go by both. This is literally the God's honest truth. As of 2020, I've decided to go by both.
Wait. As of 2020, so what was it before? What did you go by in 2019 and earlier?
Oh, my full first name, which I'll never go by.
Wait, what's your first full name? What's your whole first?
I'll tell you off pod.
Wait, do we have enough time?
Subscribe to my $100 to your Patreon, and I'll let everyone know.
Yeah, this is it's like OnlyFans, but with extended names.
Exactly.
Okay. So, listen, we talked a couple of weeks ago, and I think you made a big decision with the podcast. And what is that big decision? And can you explain it to the audience? Because I think they might be confused about what it means. What's happening?
First of all, thank you for letting me come on. You know, I always beef with you when you're like, oh yeah, no, sure, come on. Because it just feels like, you know, when people go to the afters and they're like, oh, you want to come with us to afters? And it's just like...
Wait, is afters after hours? I'm getting older. So, okay, the afters is after hours, you guys.
Yeah. And it's like you just invite that friend. It's like, we don't really care if she comes. If she comes, that's cool too. You know, like, we like her. She can come to afters. But this time I was like, I don't really care if he's like, actually don't come. It's not a good time. I'm independent, so I don't have any... I don't have any shame in my game. So thank you for having me on. I'm so excited to be back on. And obviously I force you to be on mine. Like, I don't even ask if you could come. I'm like, hey, what day is better?
See, the audience knows, though, I need to be told when to do things. And when I say those things, I'm like, I always mean it. I'm like, yeah. I mean, genuinely, you're one of the people, I like a lot of people, but you're one of those people. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I would have you on as much as possible. There's only so many hours in a day, but that's it's so easy because I knew you were coming on and I was like, oh, that's going to be an easy show. Like you make it fun and easy, which I think makes good podcasting and why you're a good podcaster. But to explain to the audience, you said independent. So what happened was the podcast was with a podcasting company, a distributor, right?
Yeah, we were with actually 2 networks before we were on Cloud 10. And the thing is, with both of the networks, it wasn't like a falling out. There's no Spotify deal on the table either. If Spotify does want to do maybe even a 5-figure deal, we might sell it at this point.
I'm only going to go down to a 4-figure deal, and that's as far as I'll go. I'm not doing 3-figure deals.
Exactly. Cannot do 3-figure deals. But it just made sense for me to just do everything myself. And it's fun because you get to really see from editing to putting it out to figuring out how to do all these things yourself. And you really get to see that, you don't really need a network to do that, which I want to come on here to tell other creatives, all you literally need is not even an iPhone, a phone,
100%,
and a decent mic. And I know that everyone's like, hey, don't you talk about a decent mic. But
by the way, it only took you, 5 years? I mean, that's amazing. Yeah.
And I think that was literally the turning point when I bought my own mic and it sounded completely different. It sounded way better. I was like, okay, I need to go independent. It's no beef at all. they are
That, by the way, that's when Beyonce broke up with Destiny's Child. She finally heard herself on mic solo. She's like, that actually sounded really good. I could go solo.
yeah, by myself. Like, what these heifers for? But like the thing is, it's like obviously when you sign with the network, you kind of have all these expectations because it's like glitz and glam. You think that you're gonna go on there and you're
Yeah.
gonna, like you get on other people's shows, other people's gonna come on your shows, and like that was happening, but I was doing it. Like I was booking
Yeah.
my own guest.
Yeah.
I was doing my own crossovers. I'm looking for my own deals, sponsorships, which I have actually gotten one. We'll talk about that later. But I just noticed that I was doing a lot of the grunt work by myself. And I've spent so much time just like building other people's companies, whether it's contributing to the podcast network or if it's doing other people's like social media, because I do social media like on the side. Like I started at the Dip, but before that, I was doing other people's social media. Then I did Hypnotic social media for a little bit, and I'm open to that. But like I put 100% into every job that I've had, quote unquote job. But I've never tried to put 100% into my own thing. So I said, you know what? What
Do you think
about
that's because of fear?
Yes, it's also imposter syndrome. Like,
oh God, yeah.
It's also very weird because even when I have people who are like, of course I would be on your podcast. I actually like you and I love your social media and you're hilarious and I follow you, and I'm like, what? You want to be on my
I know. Well, let me tell the audience a story too. This is years ago now, but I remember you texting me because you were having Watch What Crappens on the podcast, Ben and Ronnie, right? And you were like, "Oh my God, they're coming on." And I remember going like, "That's great, but yeah, they're your peers." There was one of my good friends, Joe. I'm a big fan of everything, and I love being a big fan of something.
Joe from Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, no, Joe just from actual normal life.
Oh, okay.
But the thing was, he told me, he's like, hey, it's great to be a fan of something, but remember, you're part of this too. Is that you contribute something, you offer something. It's like it's great to be a fan of something, but you also have to remember you're part of this. These are your peers, so of course they're going to want to talk to you. And I've been that way so many times, and still I'm that way occasionally. But you've got to remember, you are a massive contributor as well, and you almost have to trick yourself into, talking against all of those gremlins in your head that stop you from doing all of the things that you should be doing for yourself.
You do the same thing though, which is
100%.
So
that's what I said, 100%.
And still, because you were the first person to give us like our big break. I remember because the person who really inspired us to like start a podcast was, shout out to Raven, Bitch is Better, and obviously Monty.
She's awesome.
The mix with Monty.
Love Monty.
So I was like, okay, like let's do this. We're in 2020, no one cares. Let's do it. And then like we connected with them and it was just like so cool. And then you like DM'd us and was like, hey, do you want to come on my podcast? And then we were like, oh my God, this guy has like 20K followers. Like, this is insane. This is like Joe
And by the way,
Rogan.
that probably that probably took me a lot of courage on my part to even send that DM, because I go through that argument in my head. And it's I'm still going to do those things and think those things. But at the same time, when I'm talking to you, you realize how useless all that is. Is that like, it's just a no. I've been told no. And I still wake up the next day, like I still feel the same. Like, and also even my accomplishments that have gone great, I still am me. I still wake up the next day.
Though. Like, this is kind of crazy. It feels like every time I have you on my podcast or I come on your podcast, you've just done some like crazy thing. The last time I had you on my podcast, you had the whole Valley promo, and then like you're on Jeff Lewis. Like, you're a constant on Jeff Lewis. You're a constant on like Shenanigans. Which by the way, I think I might be on Shenanigans again this week. I'm waiting for the final. I'm like, oh, what's Sheena going to get into this week, which we can talk about. But you just mentioned 2020, and I was talking about this with somebody this morning.
was that, that was obviously during COVID when a lot of us creators and Bravo kind of started like not popping off, but really started, all we were doing were in our rooms and we were just making stupid memes. We were trying to talk to as many people as possible. And I was thinking like, here we are in 2025. And yeah, the majority of me would never want to go back to that time for so many reasons. But I will say there was this weird beauty in that aspect of it where a lot of our lives slowed down enough and we took all of our anger and frustration and fear out on Instagram memes and talking with each other and being as silly as and really, by the way, I'll go back and look at some of the things I posted. I was like, man, I would not have the courage to post that today.
Which is crazy because you were just like us with the memes. Like we would just meme everything. It doesn't matter. Like whatever episode, even if someone just had a word. Remember that time Mauricio and PK were like laughing high as fuck?
Yeah.
We both just like completely it made us laugh. So we were just
that's what Housewives. I went back and started Roni from the season 1, episode 1, and I was like, oh my God, it's really the small moments that make these shows. I think we're like almost trained now to think it has to be some big illegal. Well, yeah, illegal activity. You have to have a Scandival type event. And what I fell in love with these shows in the first place was just like little human behavior, like Sonia on New York when she's, going on the jitney and she wears a diaper because she doesn't want to use the bathroom. And I'm like, that's insane, but it's such a real detail that you think about that forever. And it's inconsequential to the overall storyline, but it makes you really love that show even more.
Exactly. It's like, oh, celebs, they're just like us, but you don't know it until you're like watching it and you're like, this is literally just like me. And then you start to
I do I like me to a degree, but I've never worn a diaper yet on a long car ride. No, I will. I peed into a bottle. No, I've never been in a jitney. I peed in a bottle.
Every man has peed. That's been a topic of conversation amongst the women folk. We're sick of you guys doing that.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you guys don't get to do that at all. But like, I've done that, and
jealousy.
I've done that, and it's not like sometimes gone good for me because, if you have too much. Anyway, that's another thing. So basically, what you're saying is you're an independent artist, an independent podcast, and so that's why, just to the audience out there, even if you don't listen to the podcast, go support it, go rate it 5 stars. We want to get that stuff out of the way. So you can continue to do this because there is a lot of fear associated with something like, oh, I'm going on my own. And then you realize, oh, I've kind of been on my own already for the most part.
Insane. Because when I was telling some of my friends, I'm like, not going to be on network anymore, guys. And they're like, you resigned? And I'm like,
wait, what network you on?
And I was like, you know what? You're right. I needed to hear that. So it's no beef with them at all, but I just need to at least bet on myself so I could say, like, at least I tried. And then if it doesn't work out the way that I see it working out, or realistically, if I don't start making some money, I have a 2-year plan. I'm going to give this my all for 2 years. And if I don't take off to the point where it's like, okay, I can see this as a full-time job, I'm just going to marry rich. And people always laugh at that, but okay.
I feel like that should be the first thing is marry rich and then do the podcast.
When I marry rich, I don't want to work at all. Like, it's not,
Well, the other thing is, and I hate to break this to you, but I talked about this on Monday's episode, is that I feel like you are kind of overall too late for this because this is going to come out Tuesday tomorrow. Tomorrow is the rapture.
Yeah. So we're going to die anyway.
Yeah, so I feel so, like, even like me telling the audience to go do this, it's like, yeah, go do this, but overall, there's no 2-year plan because tomorrow the world ends for a lot of people.
Do you think that you're going to heaven?
Oh, no, I didn't pause. Well, I paused once it paused. Okay, anyways, ask me that again.
Do you think you're going to heaven?
Oh, man, I don't know. Like, I mean, it really depends on like the bylaws of heaven and stuff like that. Like, I feel like overall I want the best for people and I try to be, but like I've screwed up so much and I don't know, like
Okay, let's play a game.
Yeah. DraftKings Casino has your playbook for gaming action all season long. Play thousands of popular slots for a shot at jackpots. Over 400 million has already been awarded. So new players get 500 spins on Huff and More Puff over 10 days. Download the app, use code SOBAD, and claim your spins after your first $5 wager. Get in the game with DraftKings Casino, home of the largest jackpot win in online casino history. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins issued as 50 spins per day for 10 days. Valid for featured game only and expire each day after 24 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends October 5th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It's almost Halloween.
Yeah.
Let's play a game. What celebrity, if they get into heaven, you're like, okay, yeah, I can go.
Oh, what celebrity? I don't know why, but the first person that came to mind, because you were talking about Dancing with the Stars when we texted, was like, if Corey Feldman can get into heaven, I think I have a good shot. I don't know why Corey Feldman, because I don't think Corey Feldman.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like,
I mean,
he seems
I know.
pretty nice.
Nah, there also seemed like, I don't know if you know the deep Corey Feldman lore, but he tried to be Hugh Hefner at one point, and he had Corey's Angels, and he had kind of a little harem of women. I saw Corey Feldman perform live like 7 years ago, which was quite an experience, and I got to take a picture with him and one of his angels. And he had like 5 women that were part of his harem.
That makes sense then.
Yeah, so I was like, and he seemed like a really nice guy, and I wish him well on Dancing with the Stars, but but if like, I don't know, so I was like, maybe if Corey can get in, I can get in. Who for you would that be?
Well, pretty much anyone, because any celebrity, like if you're a celebrity, I feel like,
what did you do to get there? What did you do to get there?
And what are you doing now, honestly? So that's why I feel like I don't think that I'm necessarily the best person, but I feel like even when I'm, giving people crap, or I like to be mean, especially to men, it's never like anything like rude or like genuinely like damning or malicious. We don't have malintent when we do anything. I like to crack on people and like make jokes with people, even though like sometimes when you come on my podcast, they're like, I can't believe you treated Ryan this way. I just like to have fun and crack on people, but it's not from a malicious place.
I don't take that. I mean, I get made fun of so much. I mean, Jeff Lewis on a weekly basis now, and I kind of really enjoy it. Like I was, I really grew up loving like Don Rickles and roast comedians in that sense. And to me, it's always an honor when you get made fun of, because I said it's always the people that I think that make me laugh. It's like an honor to be roasted or made fun of. It's usually the people that have not a good sense of humor, and then they try to make fun of you. That's where it gets potentially a little annoying, because you're like, oh, you're not actually funny, so this doesn't play the same way as somebody with a sense of humor.
Or you're like trying to say something actually to hurt me or be mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, if you just call me a fucking asshole, then that's not super funny. That's like potentially hurtful.
Right. Exactly.
So betting on yourself, always a good thing. And I would bet on you as well. But the show itself, just to remind, reality shows, pop culture, but you also dive into, you'll get superhero stuff in there, right? You like, what shows do you all cover now?
It's so funny. I will talk about stuff that I have no like backstory. I have no business talking about. Like, I don't know the lore of it. I didn't know that it was problematic. I didn't know that it was like worldly hated. Like, I'm having a show coming up with I'm gonna have the Donald not
Glover?
Not Donald Glover. Well, Donnie from
Oh, Donnie from with Chelsea.
Donnie and Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have Donnie on because I don't think that Chelsea watches this movie. I just watched the movie Showgirls for the first time a month ago. And I'm like, has anyone seen this movie? This shit is so good. So then I tell people that, and they're like, hey, this is the movie that ruined Elizabeth Berkley's career. So then I'm like, ruined her career? This is the movie that set the tone for so many. Without this, there would be no Honora and no Euphoria.
True. Well, but I
No.
disagree. I push back on ruining her career because just to remind people about Elizabeth Berkley, she is also the one who was on Saved by the Bell, you guys, and she had the iconic episode where she was on caffeine pills and she's like, I'm so excited. And Zach had to be like, let go of the caffeine pills. And she was like kind of not laughed at, but Saved by the Bell was not the most serious show, even when it tried to be serious. And then she all of a sudden did this sexy, erotic movie called Showgirls, where she played a Vegas stripper, and she took it really seriously, but nobody expected that out of our girl from Saved by the Bell. Like, and all of a sudden she was like pretty much fully nude, fully simulated sex scenes with like Kyle MacLachlan and stuff. And so I don't think it ruined her career. I think it really... I mean, first off, her career was kind of stagnant before that movie after Saved by the Bell. So to me, it gave her this, not a whole new life. It's just a very different life from Saved by the Bell. And obviously she's not, I mean, she has steadily worked, but not to that level. And Showgirls is really considered a cult classic. I mean, to so many people. I mean, there are people that do midnight screenings of that all over the world.
And she's going to some of them. And immediately when I watched it and I found out that it was hated, and you said something to me that really stuck with me. And I mean, it wasn't supposed to be a compliment, but I took it as a compliment. You're like, you have the ability to like really love things that are hated by most people, because I'm like, Catwoman.
Okay, so I have a cat. So you guys, I was on their podcast years and years ago, and they would always talk about how they loved the movie Catwoman with Halle Berry. And you'll be happy to know is that I don't know when it comes out. I think in a couple of weeks, there's a movie podcast called What Went Wrong that I guested on a couple weeks ago, and they asked me to do Catwoman. And it's a film about like, how did this get made, kind of like what went into it, because the backstory of the movie Catwoman is very interesting because they didn't have the rights to tie it in with Batman. So Batman has nothing to do with Halle Berry's Catwoman. But I saw Catwoman once when it came out, and I hated it because I'm a huge Batman fan. So the lore of Catwoman, and Michelle Pfeiffer at that time was my Catwoman, you guys. And no shade to Halle Berry, but the fact that you guys loved it, I really was tickled by. So I had to rewatch Catwoman a couple weeks ago, and it was interesting to find out the backstory of how this got made. When she's a Catwoman and like, you know, hopping around all the bookcases and all that, I did like those kind of action sequences, but that movie is still a GD mess. The movie's a mess, Kaya. I mean, just like a top to bottom. Poor Halle Berry.
Bringing me to...
Did I change my mind?
I actually think that this is a good movie now. And then you were like, actually, it's worse.
Okay. But this is the whole point of even this show or all pop culture shows, is that it doesn't matter whatever you think about it is the right way. Like whatever makes you feel like I love this 1987. When I was a kid, it was supposed to be a horror film. It's not a horror film, even though there's scary parts of it. I love The Lost Boys with Corey Feldman, Corey Haim.
I was about to say, isn't that what
Kiefer Sutherland? For? Yeah. Well, one of them, like Kiefer Sutherland, Jason Patric, and they're like teenage vampires. And when I was a kid, I thought it was the coolest movie. It was the first R-rated movie that I was ever able to see. And I had to like give my dad a whole presentation so he would take me to it because he thought I was going to have nightmares. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be a teenage vampire so much. Now, a lot of people will see that movie now, never having seen that, and be like, well, I don't really like this. This isn't good. But for me, it means everything. And so like, you like Catwoman, great, amazing. But for me, I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's a bad storyline. And the funny thing is, like, Halle Berry was the highest paid female action star for that movie. She like really broke barriers after winning an Oscar. for Monsters Ball. So like that's huge.
Make me
But
feel good. The way she says
the
it, I'm just
monsters
like,
to Billy
Hallie,
Bob. Never feel good, Billy
make me feel
Bob. Yeah.
good. I'm just like, what's going on?
No, but they love Catwoman. Like, and that's, it's like
But yeah,
those things, everything finds an audience. Everything
so we
finds an
talk
audience.
about we'll sprinkle that in there, and then we also talk about just like what we're watching, what everyone else is watching, reality, and then also like we try to make sure that we bring up Black shows that I feel like a white audience, a Hispanic audience, like anyone would enjoy. Like for example, if you like The Hunting Wives, which I was completely obsessed with, which I didn't even want to watch in the first place, but I saw that it was trending and people were like, "No, Kaya, you're gonna love this." So when I did, I even made a reel about it, to which all of the cast liked the reel. So
Really? Well, so
go check that
and
out.
also just a little, Hunting Wives is already renewed for a second season,
Yep,
but it's a sexy show. We
it
got some
is.
lesbian stuff. We got we got a lot of sex. We got a lot of this stuff on Netflix. Kaya also, she loves eroticism on Netflix. What was the
Not
movie
just
you were like,
Netflix. I'm
oh,
HBO, Hulu,
it would be great if it was
Apple
like,
TV.
no, just Netflix. Just Netflix
Just
eroticism. That's it.
only Netflix. I like their their style. But yeah, no, that's what actually like what a lot of people know me from, which is hilarious, is from again in 2020 when, that app used to be big and we were all in a chat and like there was this like that's the only time that I talk about like superheroes really in depth. It was like, "Oh, we cut this scene out of the Batman storyline because he doesn't eat, he doesn't give head." And I was like, "What?" It was like Step Brothers. What? So called a town hall on the app, and like we all like that's where I found most of my well, not most, a lot of my following, a lot of my friends came on, and then we had a town hall about why that's wrong. But then we
Yeah.
also talked about what superhero gave the best head. We decided that it was Aquaman. That's not about that's neither
Because
here nor there.
Aquaman can be underwater. Got it.
Exactly. That's neither
Well,
here nor there.
wait,
But
Jason Momoa Aquaman or just Aquaman in general, no
no,
matter who
just the
plays him?
character in Aquaman. We're not gonna put
Okay.
a face or a name to it, but I'm definitely not gonna turn down Jason Momoa. But yeah, so we also like to find Black shows, whether they're like prestige Black shows like Power, or we don't really try to go to like Zeus Network shows or Now That's TV shows just yet. But I don't see why not anymore, because we thought that by not talking about shows like there's a show called Baddies. If you guys know Bad Girls Club, Natalie Nunn from Bad Girls Club, she has a show called Baddies. We love that show, and we usually only talk about it on the Patreon. But now I'm like, maybe we should move it to the main podcast, because it's so weird that people are like, "Yo, if you watch Baddies, then where does it end? How can you watch Baddies?" And they're watching like The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and it's like this girl is literally going to jail, doing a lot of things on there. Like someone's husband is gay. Like they have the same storylines on Zeus and
So you
on
want to
Secret Lives of Mormon
amplify
Wives.
those shows like Baddies. Like we'll watch Love After Lockup on Friday nights on WeTV.
Love,
And
love, love.
WeTV will always shock you because
Yeah.
I'll find about reality shows I had no idea ever existed in my life. And it's always like, who was it? It was like some rapper who's a lesbian now, and it was like the second season of their
Oh,
reality show.
Brat.
Yeah, I think it was Debrat.
Yeah.
This was a couple years, but you're always like, what? I had no clue this show
Yeah, and you'll
existed.
see it in the middle of like watching Honey Boo Boo's. Well, not even Honey Boo. It's Mama June's show now. And
Yeah, it's
honestly,
Mama June's Family Crisis.
and you had her on, and I was just like, Ryan is really going places. But like, yeah, well, I don't really want to necessarily amplify like Baddies and Jocelyn's Cabaret. They have their audience there, but I just want to say that like, hey, if you're watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, you can watch Baddies or Jocelyn's Cabaret. If you're watching The Hunting Wives, that's like white people Tyler Perry. So you can watch, there's a show called Beauty in Black by Tyler Perry, and it's just the most insane show. And
That's white people Tyler Perry,
it
The
is.
Hunting Wives. That's
The Hunting
brilliant.
Wives is and I'm like, you guys are going, oh, you guys like
You guys
this
are going to flip your
I
lid when
have
you, yeah.
so many recommendations for you guys if you like the hunting wives. But Beauty in Black, just Abbott Elementary, like because I'm really into like comedic style stuff and just always talking about like life. I'm trying so many different things with the podcast right now that it just feels so exciting because I felt like before I didn't want to try too many different things because I wanted to see what the network would help me with, what they would give me, what would, if they would get me I don't know, some kind of guidance or something.
But do you think at the end of the day, Kaya, is that at the end of the day, they come to the podcast for you? Like what I've learned is that my audience usually will go with me in a lot of different directions. A lot of people are like, well, I didn't think I was turning into a true crime podcast today, but I was like, oh, I watched this thing and we got to talk about it. It's like the Bravo thing is easy. We can all talk about it.
Right.
Everybody usually watches those shows. So it's like commonality with everybody. But my thing is like, oh, well, you guys allow me to go down this path. Or like last week we did a Sex and the City movie recap with Annabelle. And those things usually aren't going to be like, they're not going to pop off immediately. But what I've found is that they're there. It's long form. And if you want to get silly and goofy, that's the podcast for you. If we want to be a little more serious, I'll have a documentarian on. And so at the end of the day, the common thing between all of those is me. And just like you, if you recommend me something, I would actually be more apt to like, well, I'll check that. Well, maybe not with the Catwoman thing, but most of the things
You already saw it though.
Yeah, I already saw it 2 times now. And by the way, when they gave me that movie to watch, I was like, oh, shit. I was like,
I can't
was
believe
like,
you didn't ring me
no.
up.
Oh, I think I did, actually. I swear to God.
Oh.
I said, my friend loves this movie, and I really gave her crap for it. So Hunting Wives, White Tyler Perry, you loved Hunting Wives, but
So
let's
then if you like that, watch Beauty in Black. The second season just came out.
on Netflix,
It's
right?
on Netflix. It's like one thing after another. And there's just this really vicious character. And she's kind of like Margot. Because of anyone who asks me, oh, which one are you? Or which hunting wife do you like the most? I'm like, obviously, I'm going to go with Margot. Even though Brittany Snow, she really... Oh God, I can talk about that all day. But there's a character on Beauty in Black. Her name is Mallory, and she will say the most outlandish, unnecessary like insults. It's like you breathe, and she's like, "Why are you breathing so hard?" And her signature thing is like She literally told someone, "You smell like Jim Crow. You smell like
oh my God, you
mothballs."
smell like
I'm
Jim
like,
Crow?
what?
You
And
smell like
it's
the
just
Underground Railroad? Is that what you're saying? Like, are you kidding me?
It's insane. And she'll be, "Oh, you smell like old spices and juices and berries." And I'm like, what is wrong? Like, it really is just so hilarious. But there's always something going on, and you're stressed out from the beginning of the episode to the end of the episode because you're like, how is she going to marry this man? Like, how is she going to take over the company? How is is this guy dead or not? Like, it's so good. I try to put like stuff like that on the rise, and it's true. Like, my audience will follow us anywhere that we lead them, like the core audience. But the thing is when you go and you look at the numbers on like Instagram and you try to post something different and it doesn't get
the algorithm shoots you down immediately.
Exactly. I can post literally a picture of like Lisa Barlow's hand and it'll get like 2,000 likes. But then
I got bored with that, Kaya. I got bored with like Instagram. I felt like, well, I'm not doing this for me anymore. I'm doing this to get likes. And and also I felt like my sense of humor was falling away, not because of Instagram, but just in life. I was able to do on the pod, but it just felt exhausting to try to think of like, and then I was like, I'm not just going to post like, here's Alexia, like from Miami. There was nothing in it for me or nothing that made me laugh,
Right. We used to post every single time there was a reunion. We used to post the reunion looks, and we don't even really like do that. We save it for the pod because we rate it because we're into fashion too. But I've decided now, I'm like, okay, so I'm really going to take it to the next level. I'm going to post about Beauty in Black. I'm going to post about the Hunting Wives. I'm going to post about And Just Like That. And I'm going to see like where it gets me. And Just Like That didn't get me very far. But I did post about other things and there is an audience there. It's just that it's so much different than the amount of impressions, because you guys with social media, you have like views, likes, shares, all that. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but it matters when you're trying to kind of like get sponsorships and they ask you about your engagement rate.
Oh
So if
yeah.
you're posting things and it doesn't get as much reactions or impressions as other things, then that's when your engagement rate falls, and it kind of like makes you like, oh, well, I shouldn't post about that. I should post the things that I know are going to get likes. But now I'm out of that. Whatever brings me joy, whatever I talk about on the podcast, whatever Aaron talks about on the podcast, or whatever's trending is something that I want to post about now. And I've just gotten out of that like cage that I'm like, okay, I only need to talk about Bravo. I need to post about Bravo. It's just like scripted, unscripted, reality, my intrusive thoughts. Like there is an episode on Wednesday where I talk about pop culture and scripted shows, and an episode on Saturday. Those 2 episodes are very rigid, very like
Structured.
K-core fans. You guys know that I stick to like, the main things on Wednesdays and Saturdays. But any episodes that come out, like I had a Black After Sun where it was me and Raven and we would just talk After Sun, but it would be the Black version.
Are you
And
watching Love Island Games?
I got to start it. I was very deep into um a K drama, and now I finished the K drama, and now I'm gonna start
What's a K drama?
Korean drama.
Oh,
So
Korean
yeah,
drama. Oh, the Korean drama's on Netflix.
and they
Well, no,
got me.
you know who told me about like that they were addicted to Korean dramas? It's like a year ago. Jill Zarin. Jill Zarin was like, "Oh my God, I am watching Korean dramas nonstop. Me and all my friends, we watch
Yeah,
these Korean dramas on Netflix and we love them." And I was like, I couldn't believe
it's
Jill Zarin of all people were telling me how deep they were into these
they
Korean
get
Netflix
you. I
dramas.
don't even like dubbed stuff at
Like I
all
watched
because I'm like,
Squid Games. I watched
I don't.
that.
I haven't watched Squid Games because I just don't like it. Like that's just not my thing. I like drama, but I was like, I don't like this. But what happened was I got like obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters to the point where I'm like, I
Which
need
is still in the
something
top
like
10 of Netflix. Like how many months later? 5 months
I'm
later?
keeping it there. Like there, you're like, who's still watching this other than
But
my
isn't
daughter? It's
K-pop
like,
Demon Hunters? Isn't it like it's anime, right? Like, and isn't it for kids?
no. It's not necessarily anime. It is animation. It's a Sony. Okay, so basically, it's like, yeah, kids can watch it,
No, Kaya,
and
it's for
that's
kids,
the
and they let
market.
adults watch it.
That's the market. But however, adults really like felt something. It's like obviously Into the Spider-Verse. That's a kids movie. They're the same people that made Into the Spider-Verse. Literally, Sony, they made this, and some of the animators from Into the Spider-Verse worked on this movie, and
So
that's
it's
kind of
adult,
like
it's
what
adult
really.
senses of because Spider-Verse is like adult themes, adult sense of humor. So you're saying K-pop Demon Hunters is the same sort of humor and adult themes?
Not necessarily adult themes. I mean, she has a crush. I mean, for depends on what you mean by adult themes, because they're
Do they wait? Do they
literally
okay?
demons.
Do the Demon Hunters have sex?
No, but they do kiss.
Do they do over the clothes Shannon Bedore stuff only?
Well, a little bit. Well, Shannon Bedore might be a bit crude for K-pop Demon Hunters, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, it's a great movie, and you need to give it a chance. Watch
See,
it with
this is
your
where my old
nephews.
brain, where I'm like, if I fucking watch K-pop Demon Hunters, like I've given up in some way, like
No,
because I know that there's something like
it's
good
so
and
good for a reason, though. Like you have to
yeah,
understand,
no, it
there
is
have been a
popular.
lot of animation or kids movies that have cracked the top 10 on Netflix, but there hasn't been something like K-pop Demon Hunters to where they literally left left Netflix to go to the actual theater. Like this has never really happened.
Yeah, you guys. So this wasn't meant for the theaters at all. It was so popular on Netflix that they started releasing sing-alongs in movie theaters
Right.
because it would boost movie people going to the actual movie theaters
Exactly.
because that's how dominant this is. And streaming, I mean, it's amazing for so many ways, but it's really decimated in a lot of ways the overall theater going experience. You'll have your big films, but a lot of the times it's really hard to get a toehold on any smaller film or independent film. So K-pop Demon Hunters was such a success that they were like, we got to find a way to get this into movie theaters.
And it's not just because some kids are watching it. It's because us adults are enjoying it too.
Freaks. You not enjoy your freak. Okay, so K-pop. So basically, the show is all of your varied tastes, which I think everybody has varied. Like, I love, like, people, we have there's a fallacy of like, we just like one thing. It's like everybody I know likes 3 billion different things. They're like, oh, I like a little of this and a little of that. Now, I will say the commonality that we all started with was Bravo. So I did want to get some thoughts from you. We just had the premiere of Salt Lake City. And one of my favorite things now, since it's premiered again, is like, what did you like? What didn't you like from the first episode? Second episode comes out tonight. You'll be hearing this today. So tonight is second episode. What do you like and don't like so far?
I have a question. What would you rate the premiere out of 10 of this season?
I would go a low 7.
Oh, okay, good. This is a safe space. That shit was not, like, I'm sorry, it was not what I expect from Salt Lake City. It was fun. I had fun the whole time.
It was fun as hell.
It was hilarious. There were hijinks, but it wasn't memorable. And it's not just because Lisa Barlow wasn't there. I know everyone's going to say, you love Lisa Barlow, so you're going to say that.
You do love Lisa Barlow.
Just that. I mean, I love it. But it wasn't just that. It was just like, okay, so we have Heather still talking about how she doesn't want to be, like known for being in the same spaces when they're talking negatively about Lisa. Then we have this off-camera development between Lisa and Brittany that it's like, you guys don't need to do that. We know that you're not
your
really
buddies
friends like that. Like, please, you took a picture together twice and now you're sticking up for her. Meredith isn't doing anything. Erin just says that she slurs the whole time, and that's funniest shit ever.
Dude, Meredith really did seem like asleep for the first 20 minutes. Even when she was standing waiting for the bus, she didn't say anything. Like, everybody else was like, oh my God, where is it? What's going on? And Meredith was like, it was so, I was like, I guess you're just getting paid to, and she's a beautiful woman, so you're just getting paid to stand there, which is great. But the only time she really woke up was when she was like, what Lisa did is not illegal. It's very different from Jen Shaw because I'm a lawyer. That was like when she really activated.
Exactly. So it's also like, okay, Angie K is such a power player. And I'm like, you know what? She really like kept this thing alive. Like, it was her idea to go in the RV. I like that. I didn't think that Mary would ever get into an RV. I love that Mary is a part
I mean, the participation trophy alone, Mary, that's what I told the audience, as Mary Cosby, did you ever think 3 years ago you would see her having lighthearted moments in an RV, even joking when the male strippers are up on her? She's like, I don't know you. I don't know you. And I was like, good for you. Like,
in it.
Good. I mean, I love, like, it really, last season really totally, that's why we can't really be too quick to judge anybody in life, because you're always going to see potentially something different, the next season.
But I just felt like it was like 30 minutes of talking about why Lisa's not there. And then the rest of the minutes, I forgot what it was about other than Mary trying to resuscitate a dead fish. And then
so funny though.
That was the highlight of it. And I'm like, that should not be the highlight. Like I said, it should have been like, that could have been in episode 6 and episode 7. But for a premiere, it was just not what I'm used to when it comes to Salt Lake City. But the thing is that Salt Lake City has been so good for 5 seasons that I'm not worried that they are going to have a bad season, because they
not
can
at all.
And even if they do, they can afford to take off a season, because every single season it's something different, something insane going on, whether it's lighthearted, like, high volume hair, or whether it's something real, like Mary's son and marriages and healing and all that.
Dude,
stuff.
a low 7 premiere for Salt Lake. Dude, Jersey and OC and Roni Reboot couldn't even touch that premiere.
Exactly.
Like, so I have no worry at all. In fact, what I love about it, not that they're coasting at all, but I'm like, I kept saying it was like that first day of school vibes where you're just really excited to see all your friends from the last year and how they change and look different and, like, oh, who's wearing what? And so for me, that was the excitement of that first episode. And I still thought it was better than most other Bravo shows. It's just that we have expected something so much more since the last 2 seasons have been so epic. And Lisa Barlow, I've always said, like, I don't ever usually agree with her, what she says or her behavior, but she is one of my favorite housewives. I would defend her staying on that show to the death. And how good do you have to feel that you are not there and you are still the main topic of conversation? Even if it's like not, even if it's negative, you've got to be so damn that they are still on you. Like, that's
Mind you, this is
amazing.
the premiere. Like, this is when you're supposed to jump out of the gate. Like, A, B, and C is happening. Yada, yada, yada. Obviously, I don't want them to be low-key about it. Like, I mean, well, I would want them to, but I wouldn't blame them if they were, like, really just, like, on her ass and then they left. It was just, like, say what you have to say about Lisa and then go on. Tell me what's going on in your life. Like, Heather, what the hell are you doing?
Dude, can I
You
tell you
know,
something that I'm not supposed to say this, but I'll tell the audience and you, and just was
it's just a couple thousand.
they well, more than a couple. They said to me,
Oh, excuse
sorry, no, I mean,
Oh,
like,
he
come
ate
on,
me up.
no. They said they asked if I wanted to interview Heather, and I politely was like,
You bet.
I've had her on before. Is there anybody possibly I could have out? Like, because my thing is, even in the premiere,
Mhm.
I'm like, Heather, like, pick a lane, because I have a feeling that Heather shit talks with the best of them. And we can kind of deduce that from her relationship with Jen Shaw and how that all worked, is that I don't want just like, I would feel really false if I did an interview with Heather knowing how I felt about her the last couple of seasons. And like, I could still do a professional interview, and I'm sure probably I would walk away from that and really like her because she's charming and she's all that. And she's a legend to some degree. And I mean, I think she is, my God, she has a place on that show, but I just didn't feel like I had it in me
You're
to
like faking
do
the
that.
funk. Like,
Yeah,
of
like
course.
you don't know about Lisa. Like, come on, you don't know. You've never heard that Lisa potentially has a lawsuit. Like, they all have. Like, if you're a
Like,
housewife,
girl,
you
you
keep
have a
up on that
lawsuit.
stuff. Well, wait. You've talked to Lisa Barlow, like, actually as a real person.
Yeah.
Is there differences on how you see Lisa Barlow on the show compared to the conversations you had with her in real life?
She's like she is on the show, but she is always trying to, you know, that friend, and I think it's I'm that friend who's like, anytime you think of something, you're like, oh, let me let them know. Like, for example, like if you brought up like, yo, I'm really thinking about changing careers, and I just really want to be like a construction worker in Florida, and I'll go outside and I'll see some people like doing construction work. My friend Ryan wants to be like, she's always
She's
trying
that person, a
to,
connector.
like connect people, help you get to the next level, ask you about yourself. And that's how Gertie is also. But Gertie is like, she's really, really, really nice. Like genuinely.
I've met Gertie a couple times,
Yeah.
and she's
She
just
remembers.
an explosive energy, really
Exactly.
fun.
Contagious.
Yeah, really. And see, Lisa, I met her at BravoCon. I was there with you guys, and I was actually taking pictures of you guys and Lisa. And I know that, listen, I'm not an empath, but I will say I can tell when somebody, like, I know I've done something to Lisa. Like, I know she's aware of something
She's
I've done
probably
because
heard your
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. It has to be, because I've never, and by the way, it's so weird what we do is that I love Lisa Barlow, but I'm still going to do her. Like, by the way, the voice I do doesn't sound like her. But like, I'm sure but we have to be honest sometimes about what we say. And I don't want to, but my God, do I love her? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want her to be on 30 more seasons. And talking to John Barlow at BravoCon, that was really fascinating too, because he was such a nice guy, such like a real, like I had a real conversation with him. He wouldn't remember it, but I just thought, oh, he does not seem affected at all. And I thought it was so fascinating. I think that's what a fun part about BravoCon is. You kind of get to see them out of their natural habitat. And it's really interesting.
Right. Because some housewives are not, even to other housewives, they're kind of rude to other housewives.
Oh,
Not
big
just
time.
in addition to, and non-housewives.
They're so affected. They're so affected by all of this
coming out. that might have a spinoff of another very popular show, she's not very nice to fans either. I don't know if you guys picked that up. What
Are you
I'm
talking
putting
about
down,
Jersey?
but no, I'm talking
Wait,
about
which show?
non.
Wait, say it again.
You
Oh,
missed
what?
it.
Wait,
You
a
missed it.
person that has a show that has
I'm
spinoff.
just
Are you talking about the
saying
Valley?
that some housewives are not warm and welcoming to fans, which is understandable because obviously you don't have to be. You're a famous person. You probably get people coming up to you every day. And I can't imagine what it's like to have 3 days of fans coming up to you or whatever. But, you kind of expect someone to kind of like fake the funk when they spend thousands of dollars to come and see you in Vegas and New York. But there are also non-housewives who have their own spin-off show possibly coming, who are also not so nice to fans. And this has been known throughout the cast, and she's denied it. But yeah.
Kaya, I know I should know this immediately, and my brain's not working today. And I know the audience is screaming out the name too, and I'm just not picking
Okay,
up the
well,
clues.
it's someone in the New York area, but they are not.
Oh, Lindsay Hubbard? Is that who it is? Is that who you're talking about? Lindsay's always been nice.
Why would you say the name? You don't know how to gossip.
Well, yeah, but this show is one big gossip. So what do we? I mean,
gossip. You need to. Well, I'll teach you on my show.
Okay,
maybe, possibly.
Well, it's like Lindsay used to work in PR, and so did Marisol on Miami. And I was just on that reality court with Anna Konkosis, and she really dislikes Marisol. I mean, she's known Marisol for a long time, but I was like, she was like going so hard on Marisol, and Marisol wasn't really even in much of last week's episode. And I was just like, damn. I was like, oh my God, like pull your punches a little bit. It was like wild because it would get back to her when it comes from somebody like Anna. Well, speaking of Miami, though, you don't really watch this season after how they treated Gertie. Is that correct?
I'm going to binge watch it before the reunion.
I really like it.
Yeah, I just think that watching it week to week, it's just like, like it was just too much for me, and I would rather just not watch it week to week, and I would rather them get over the whole like Gertie hump and then go on to Lisa versus Larsa and whatever else is going on. So I
do you think Gertie's going to come back next season?
I would hope that she does, but
because she had such a strong storyline the first half of the season, and she's pretty much taken a back seat since then, I've noticed. And I really like Miami. I really, really like, but like
me too.
Man,
do you think that it did better on Peacock sometimes?
See, I wouldn't know because they don't really release streaming numbers. They'll say like 3 months later.
I'm not talking about like number wise, just like the show wise. I don't even know if it really matters because obviously it's the same production company, but I felt differently when it was on Peacock. It felt like such a treat, like I don't know.
Well, I think it was because it had come back from a very long absence, from the OG Miami. And I think everybody was excited to have that back. So it felt like a little treat that only Peacock subscribers could have. And then you get pulled up to the alleged big leagues of Bravo once again. But for me, I think I've liked this season so much because I was watching OC at the same time. And if you compare those two shows, you're like, well, if you don't fucking love Miami after watching this season of OC, I don't know. We have very different Housewives tastes because to me, Miami is like, well, that's a Housewives franchise. OC is some sort of like espionage behind the scenes, social media, like bloggers.
Like, you guys are, please. Oh, by the way, you guys, please don't call me a blogger. Whatever you guys do, I am not a blogger. I do not have a blog.
Call her a K-pop demon hunter.
Exactly. Thank you. Because
you know who started this damn thing is Potomac did this. Potomac is the franchise that kept running their mouth about blogs, and that it got everybody confused, and like bloggers don't truly exist. I mean, you have like Jasmine Brand and All About the Tea and
Shade Room,
Hollywood Unlocked.
Hollywood Unlocked. No, blogs are very much prominent. But they blurred the line between bloggers and like content creators and actual like journalists. Because Potomac, I will say, you're right. You have a point. They were the ones to bring blogs like really, really to the forefront of like the storyline. But they were actually talking about people who considered themselves bloggers. On
Exactly.
OC, I'm like, that's Kiki. What do you mean?
I know. It's like that's like but it got me confused. I was like, what who the fuck am
Who's
I?
this
Like what am
blogger?
I?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, please don't call me a blogger. I am just a fool. Like, I'm just here to make you guys laugh.
Well, so I mean, are you watching OC this season or you don't,
Yes,
right? You are.
I caught
So
up.
okay, so give me your take on, and are you in a rush? Are you short for
No,
time? Or are you
I
good?
have all
Okay,
day.
give me your thoughts on. I haven't fully turned a corner on Tamra, but I think I've grown to accept what her role is. How do you view Tamra as a character on OC?
I think that if you don't know Tamara by now, then you just are closing your eyes and you're trying to live in La La Land.
So
Like, wake
everybody,
up.
the cast of OC, are all closing their eyes.
Not all. You'll
Who do
notice
you
that
think? Well, Shannon's actually standing strong, but I
exactly.
think Tamara's going
If
to get
you
her
have
kicked off.
if you have Shannon Bedore standing on 10 toes and she's not even sober enough to stand on 10 toes, you got to know that this person is terrible. Like, we know that Tamara is a terrible person. Like,
But
she
but you
brought
see, this is what I was telling the audience. I was like, I'm so confused. Do we think, like, is Tamara outside of the show like happy go lucky and lives like this beautiful existence, or is she like she is on the show, off the show? That's what I
See, the
don't know.
problem with that is we don't have like a Lisa Barlow podcast. We don't have
But
a
we have a
Gertie
Tamra.
podcast, but we have a Tamra podcast. So I don't, disbelieve that she can be a sweet person and care about human beings and all that. I do believe that she's very affected by what happened with Teddy. That's her best friend. It could cause a person to lose their wits and quit and come back, I guess. But the thing is, we don't have a break from her. If we don't have you on our TV being a horrible person, we have you in our ears planting seeds and accusing people of doing all this stuff.
And then
So
when
it's
you're
like it's
called out
hard.
for planting seeds, you're like, what do you mean? I'm like, come on. It's ridiculous. I always call it taking like performance enhancing drugs. If you are able to train in the off season like Tamra does on that podcast and study every other franchise, there's no way, even if you don't mean to, there's no way it's not going to permeate your brain and you're going to
Girl,
start planning moves. And I will say, but I also agree, I don't think it was bad that she had Slade Smiley's ex on to raise money for funds for their child who's no longer with us. I side with Tamra on that. He was not paying the bills. Like,
right.
that was good for that family.
Well, yes. I also said that I don't want to see Slade Smiley on my screen, like, at all. I don't understand why
Do you think the rumor that Tamra hooked up with the singer from 98 Degrees is true?
she looks exact. If I saw Tamara, I didn't know she was a housewife. I'd be like, she was a roadie. Like, she was one of those girls.
Oh my God. Do you
She
ever think about that? Like, wouldn't Tamra have made the best season of Rock of Love?
Yes. Not even
Like,
joking. She is one of, like, those girls. And I mean this complimentary, by the way. I'll tell you when I mean it derogatory. Like, I think that she was just slamming them back, like, laying them wide and low. And
oh
I and I
my
and
God.
I love that for her. And I wish that
But
we
I
would
don't think
see.
she hooked up with the 98 Degrees sing. I just don't. I think she tried to make a bad song, but I don't think
I
I
don't
don't
think that she
know.
hooked up in the studio and Slade heard the audio from that. I think that they might have hooked up allegedly, but maybe in, like, the tour bus or somewhere else. Like,
If they do play the audio of this, I am calling on the FCC to get rid of Real Housewives of Orange County. Leave Jimmy Kimmel alone, and I want you to take off Real. If we have to hear this audio of an alleged Tamra and Jeff Timmons from 98 Degrees, I will be done with OC. I'm good. I don't need to hear that.
I will actually be a bigger fan if you guys
Yeah,
release
by
that.
the way,
So
you'll listen.
let me know.
You'll be like, why isn't the volume going up louder on my TV?
Yeah.
Like, so Orange County, who should stay and who should go at the end of this season?
I don't know. It's just like, I just feel like Miami and OC got a little, not a little, but I think I said this on my podcast already. I'm like, maybe we should resegregate the housewives because it's like you guys don't know how to act.
God, you idiot. Oh my God. No.
You
Oh
guys
my
don't know
God.
how
No.
to act.
Oh
You
my
can cut this out
God.
if you want to, but I'm
No,
like,
I'm not
maybe
gonna now.
we
Oh
should
my.
resegregate it until you guys know how to act because every time you guys have someone of a different like nationality on there, you guys just like start acting like weird because what was that whole thing with
Oh,
Gretchen
you're
and
talking about,
Jen?
are you talking about Katie on OC?
Katie on
Yeah.
LC, yeah. Like,
Well, it
let's
is
get
funny.
Katie, let's get
It's funny.
Tiffany, let's get Crystal. We
Gina,
have
Gina doubling down of like, I did say Asian designer because I was mad at her. And I'm like, okay, then you have to understand that
Gina,
that is kind of a microaggression. You like, I mean, like, and by the way, those things are not threat. Like, you know how many times we do those things? Like, it doesn't make you overtly racist, but it is something that is deeply offensive. And you have to just like,
And it wasn't
it's
just
fine.
that for me though. Like as I'm watching the season, I'm just like, well, what did Katie do that is so unforgivable?
Well, Kaya, I mean, I heard that. I mean, I hear she's like, I hear there's a lot of lies going around. I hear there's a lot of lies going around.
Oh, okay. Well,
but by the way, they're all lie, and they all lie to a degree. But I heard there was some real. I mean, I feel like she just got too lost in the sauce.
Tell me, yeah, from your perspective, what happened?
Well, I mean, did she ever slide into your DMs?
No.
I'm
sorry. She follows me though.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think she just gave a lot of information to a lot of people, you know, and that's not
Jersey's
unheard
going
of.
That's sending screeners.
Yes. Well, I mean, remember Lisa Rinna back in the day on that one season when she was like Garcelle and the Sun and the bots and all of that stuff? And I know not firsthand where it was to me, but I know firsthand from a couple of people she did to that she was reaching out to people, other blogger content creators in their DMs and feeding them information. And that's when I feel like if you get to that point, you've lost the plot. And we've now switched the Housewives into something that it did not originate from, and it usually does not make the best storylines.
Yeah. And I'm just like, but why can't, like, you guys are so upset to the point where, because what we're seeing, what I'm seeing is that you guys are mad at her.
You cut out for a sec. Okay. You guys are mad at her.
You guys are mad at her for recording Shannon. I feel like, okay, I would definitely be mad about that. Because what are you going to do with that, especially if you're known to talk to bloggers? But I'm also just like, well, what else did she do that was just like, you can't go on the trip. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go anywhere. Like, no one on that cast is your friend. So you guys got to let me know in plain words, what is it that Katie did that was so bad that she essentially got kicked off the cast?
Okay, that's so to your point, you are right about that. And that is why this reunion will be the most exciting part of the season, because it needs to fill in the blanks. And I will say, if you're going to set up that storyline, you better fucking have finished it. And we do not need Katie erasure. I think she should still be on the show. And Brittany Bateman is a perfect example of somebody that a lot of that cast doesn't like. And she's sitting there going, hey, I'm over here. Like, she's like just rolling through it still. Right. She is like, me and Jared are engaged. We're not engaged. Da, 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 da. Like, so Brittany shows you that you can be very disliked and still be on the cast.
Thank you. And what's the difference between Brittany and Katie?
Because Katie's Asian? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying that Tiffany, Crystal, Katie, they can have their own franchise. We can let OC and Beverly Hills be white again. I'm going to need Miami to calm down a little bit.
Wait. What if they announce this at BravoCon that they're
Make Housewives white again? You can have Potomac and you can have Atlanta and a little bit of Miami, but the rest, leave us the fuck alone, because it doesn't work. And guess what? We're bringing back everyone from OG New York here. And I would just like, because I was.
Oh my God, we got to get Judge what's her name?
Ebony.
Ebony K. Williams.
No, we're segregating. Again, we're getting the OGs. Ebony, you can take your ass to Atlanta or Potomac. That's the only way we got room for you. The rest,
This is a wild idea, and I do not want to agree with it because I
I
want
don't
to
even
believe.
want to agree with it either, but I was so excited in 2020 when it was like, okay, we're gonna have Asian women, we're gonna have Black women on, and then just to see how they get treated, like with Gertie, when she put the text messages on the screen after literally getting physically assaulted by Julia, who adopted 2 Black sons, and
and didn't
they
tell
were
her
like,
own kids about it.
didn't tell her own kids about it. And you're not talking to a Black woman who has 2 Black sons and a white husband, so you guys can at least like, hey, this is a mixed family. Like,
Bond over that.
like it was so weird to me how they treated her. They were like, bro, that's too far, bro. What?
But I mean, I will say the Julia, like I've said this now publicly. I want Julia gone. I want Julia gone, have a great life, like thank you for your service. But Gertie reading those text messages at her cancer ceremony,
Yeah.
that was why. I mean, that was wild. And I mean, it was a big move. It was a big housewife move. And I feel like I'm curious, did she get punished for it or not? Because it feels like she took a backseat in the second half of the season. So once again, I feel like those things we then need the reunion to answer those questions. So
Yeah, I can't wait for
I'm
the
gonna
reunion for that.
I'm gonna DM Andy about this and let's see where we're.
Thank
I'm gonna
God.
use your name. I'll tag you in the ask.
No,
But
no, no. I don't want to. I don't
um,
want. Watch the only thing. The only thing that anyone remembers is like, oh, that's that girl who said that we should resegregate Housewives. Don't have her at BravoCon anymore. I was just joking.
Yeah, guys,
that was
just
AI.
Listen, you gotta take big swings like Gertie. Okay.
Bravo.
We did talk about this beforehand, is that we both got in our emails today the season premiere of Real Housewives of Potomac. And it doesn't come out for another couple of weeks, but that was a real great email to get. And I told Kai, I said, I want to watch it when I have some time to really enjoy it. Like, I don't want to just rush today and watch it. I want to make sure I'm not stressed out. And so I can really like let it wash over me like a good housewife show. What are you looking forward to this season? And the Karen Huger of it all, I thought it was diabolical to have this preview start with Giselle. Dear Karen, like that is so ridiculous. It is so funny and so ridiculous and so campy. And I loved it so much. What are you expecting this season?
God, we are so back. We got Mia out of here. I don't even care where she goes. They're like, oh, she might be on Atlanta. I'm like, no, K. Michelle. I know you guys don't want K. Michelle on Atlanta. Whatever. But she's going to give us a good show. Pinky Cole's going to be on Atlanta. I don't know if she's going to give us a good show. But we got Mia out of here. We got Jacqueline out of here. We really like thinned the herd in the best way. We got a British woman who doesn't know what's going on. We have obviously Giselle and Ashley, who are our OGs at this point.
And Stacey's back.
Stacey is back, baby. And her husband is there. And now she's going to have so much more to answer for because you know and I know that there have been some things flying around about her and TJ. And on top of that, it's not like this is the kind of cast that will dance around it. We're going to have direct conflict, direct questioning. She's going to be in the line of fire, and still she will rise.
I spent an hour on the phone with TJ right around I think it was after the Potomac reunion or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody had I wasn't asking it, somebody put me in touch with him. And I'm really not permitted to talk about what we talked about, but I will say what a mess. I'm so curious to hear what Stacey has to say. I'm so curious. And I mean, Stacey's a mover and a shaker. Like, I mean, I was very shocked to see her supposedly ex-husband turn back up on this season. Like, I'm like, what is that about?
Was
that's
the most
wild,
shocking thing that was in that. Well, other than the fact that it started with Dear Karen.
Dear Karen.
It was just so.
Well, no, it should have been. I said it should have ended with Karen going, And P.S. I'm going to put money on your books. Like
the crazy thing about it is like the next day is when like she got out, and I'm just like, wait, so they had to have heard that she was getting out, and then they got Giselle to go and like do this whole thing, and then she's out right on time. She had her makeup done. She's waving at cameras, and I'm just like, she did her time, you guys. So
and how long was she in there total? Because I know she got like good behavior and all that, but how long did she end up serving?
Like 6 months, like.
Because, like it's not enough to get the full Mike the Situation body. Like, what if Karen came out all ripped, like fucking 6-pack and like just like a put on 30 miles, like just like jacked? Jax. Yeah, like full Jax Taylor. Yeah. Okay, so Potomac's coming back. That's going to be exciting. Now, moving on to ABC, which, I think they made the right decision with Jimmy Kimmel. He comes back on tonight. Oh, they put him back on. They comes back on Tuesday night, or that is tonight. But you're watching Dancing with the Stars. I did not watch the first week of Dancing with the Stars. What is exciting you about this season?
Okay, it has something to do with Jimmy Kimmel and ABC. By the way, you guys, since they're putting Jimmy Kimmel back on, I was gonna just only like watch Abbott Elementary and then like vote for the black people in Dancing with the Stars. But now that we're back, we are so back. And I would just want to say that I don't use my own Disney Plus, so I wasn't ever going to be able to cancel Disney Plus. So I'm a good
steal
girl.
Somebody else's, yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a good girl. So, and if let me know if we're boycotting again, I'll figure out how to.
No, I think we're back. I mean, watch whatever ABC, Disney thing you want to watch.
That's why I was like, okay, we can talk about Dancing with the Stars because it's back on air now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's funny because it has something to do with Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel. I'm a Fallon girl. I know.
Oh my God, what is going on with you?
And I think, by the way, his laugh is real. And you know what? If he gets a little drunk and he cheats on his... No, I'm just kidding. I am a Fallon girl. But Kimmel is also, he's cool. So I was very shocked by this whole thing and just America in general. I want to get into that. Because if y'all saw what they did to Jimmy Kimmel, what they do to my black ass... Just kidding. So he actually produces this show called Love Thy Nader.
Wait. Jimmy Kimmel's the one that produces Love Thy Nader? So Love Thy Nader, you guys, is a reality show on Hulu. I keep getting recommended this show. And then
can I tell them what happened? Because I don't think it's enough for you to start with Love Thy Nader. I think you need to go back to the lore of where we know Brooks Nader from Dancing
with the Stars, right?
Yes, but before that, she was a Sports Illustrated model who was on the rise. But it's really Gleb that put her on the map.
Gleb was her dancing partner on Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing partner, and after like 2 weeks, I swear it was like 2 weeks, they were dating, full on like making out on the red carpet. Telling each other
was Gleb married or was Gleb a single man?
Gleb was single because he also dated Chrishell, who was his other dancing partner, Chrishell from Selling
Chrishell
Sunset.
Before Chrishell got with G-Flip?
Yes, with them. And I was just like, okay, what's going on here? And I was so disgusted because I was like, I don't care about this at all. And then fast forward, we have Love Thy Nader, and I'm like, I don't care about these women in any kind of way. But
because it's her and her sisters, right? It's like very Kardashian.
Yes, exactly. It's early Kardashian in the way that they are extremely desperate for camera time.
Okay.
They hint at it, but they don't actually do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of things go down, but the first episode is about her and Gleb breaking up. And I love the way that they executed this. The way that she finds out that Gleb was cheating on her is because he left his phone at her house. He left his phone in the car when he left her house. Because, if you know Dancing with the Stars, they go on tour and the tour is very taxing.
Sure.
I know a lot about it because I went to a Dancing with the Stars tour once. So ask me on Patreon. But it's very taxing. They only have like 2 days off. It's like very insane.
Gotcha.
Also, Artem Chigvintsev was married to Nikki Garcia, and I was a Bella twin. I'm a Bella stan.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're friends. They're scumbags together. Gleb, his wife, accused him of cheating on her. He denied it. He definitely did, allegedly. Um, so he has these kids. He has his wife. He's dating these people. He's always getting, accused of being cheating with people. So he is seeing Brooks. They are dating. She introduces him to her family. And then he goes out and he is like, okay, I'm going to see you in a few weeks after I get off the road. And they're planning like the future. They're planning to move in together after a few weeks. And her sisters are literally telling her, this is crazy. You guys have only been dating a few weeks. And he goes and she's calling him. She's like, haven't heard from him in 10 hours. And he calls her and she's like, oh, I'm so happy. He wasn't ignoring me. He just forgot his phone. It just so happens that he forgot his phone in the car that he left her house in. So she's like, should I go through his phone? Should I go through his
Oh
phone?
my God.
She goes in the bathroom and she's like, I think I know his passcode. And you hear it on the mic. And she puts in his passcode and she's like, wait, what? And it like ends. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I will be watching this show for the rest of my life. Because in the second episode, you find out that he was having threesomes in Joshua Tree, which I don't even know where the fuck Joshua Tree is.
By the way, if you're gonna have a threesome, that's a great place to do it. Joshua Tree.
Where is it again? Just
no, it's like about 2 hours outside of LA. It's like the desert, 2 hours outside of LA. It's like a little hippie, but like cool.
My grandmama wants to know. Okay, I'll tell her. Joshua Tree. He was having threesomes in Joshua Tree. And she's like, this is recent. He's talking to this girl from a couple of days ago. And then it's every single episode that they mention Gleb. They're like, Gleb Semchenko denies any cheating or alleged wrongdoing from Brooks Nader or any other party. But the insane thing about it is that they use his full name, and that's why I feel like he's a part of it. They use his full name throughout the entire show. The last one that I watched was episode 7. I have one more to go. She thinks that she's pregnant by Gleb, and it turns out that she was just not overdosing. She used too much Ozempic. So she was like, I'm nauseous. And the masseuse came in and he tells her, like, everything is like set up and it's so funny. But
wait, question. Is this, because my first thought was like, how did this episode 1 of this reality show just happen to like come across this big storyline? What are the chances this is fake?
100%.
So 99%. Wait, so you don't know the answer?
It's 99% fake. I'm telling you right now. There's no way that she found out that he was cheating. I'm
saying that I went on threesomes.
In on it.
Oh, see, I hate shit like that, guy. I don't know if I can go with that.
But you don't know. But you don't know. I'm telling you what I think. But you always have to hypothesize, like, because is he really that stupid? Because his exes come out and say yes, because you can literally trace back the trail of when he was cheating on his wife, basically. So it could be like that. Jimmy Kimmel is on the show because they had like the Hulu screening. The Kardashians, well, no, Khloe Kardashian makes like a little appearance because she's friends with them. She's friends with Ellie Goulding. You find out that this girl is really that bitch.
Wasn't there a sex tape thing a part of this series too? Didn't Gleb secretly tape her?
Yeah, but she doesn't say it outright.
I love that, like, Gleb has potentially agreed to just be the worst person in the world, and it might not be true.
On it, though.
Oh my God! So you're watching Dancing with the Stars because you love Thy Nader, and so you're just hoping to see Gleb in action, potentially have a threesome on stage.
Maybe he will. I don't know. Wait, who was he paired up with this season?
I didn't watch the first half. I don't know. It's going to be another hot person.
I only watch because I vote for the black people, and then also Dylan Efron was on there and he was like, I just want to shake my ass. And I'm like, I'm watching. Gleb Dancing with the Stars partner.
Who's he with?
I'm Googling it right now. He's with
Hilaria Baldwin. Oh my God. If he breaks up her and Alec Baldwin's relationship,
he has the chance to do the funniest shit ever.
Wow. Oh my God.
But yeah, Dancing with the Stars is really good. I liked Dylan's dance, obviously. That's what I was watching for. Corey Feldman, I think he will be getting eliminated as soon as possible. They
Or
just
people
had
are
him on.
saying Andy from Conan, Andy
He was
Richter.
funny.
Yeah, I like
But
Andy Richter.
I think that he would get more votes to stay in than
Then
Corey
Corey
would.
Feldman. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Corey, he did a weird thing where like
Did
he
he do a
was
Michael Jackson dance again?
yeah, he did a Michael Jackson dance, but he also had this thing where he was missing and
Yeah, he didn't show up for rehearsal. She was like, I haven't seen him since we did the press announcement. I was like, that's so Corey Feldman.
I'm like, who is this man?
Oh, did
But
you
it's
watch
just like,
did you watch the Charlie Sheen docuseries on Netflix?
I didn't watch it, but I learned everything that happened in it.
Oh, I mean,
And he said that
you
there
got
was
to
a
watch
lot of
it.
Corey Feldman stuff.
There was a Corey Feldman segment, but it was just overall. I mean, I thought it was really well done, but it's just bonkers. Like people are finally catching up to it now. And I was like, I watched it the day it came out because I was like, this is going to be magic. And it was. And I was so excited about it. We just have a couple more minutes left, but I do want to talk to you because you're a Spider-Man fan. And I think you're a Tom Holland fan.
Yeah.
They're filming the new Spider-Man right now. And then I just read he just got injured and they have to postpone filming. Do you know what happened?
He cracked his skull, you guys, doing a stunt. And a stunt performer also got hurt. And I think that Disney is like, okay, well, we lost Tom Holland. We need to get Jimmy Kimmel back on. Because
wait. Oh my God. By the end of that, Jimmy Kimmel's going to be Spider-Man. That's going to be insane. Well, because I saw them, like, I love superhero films, you guys, I like to talk about Batman all the time, but Spider-Man, love those movies, love Tom Holland, but they've been bragging with this new film that he's doing a lot of his own stunts. Like they've been showing him like fly from building to building. Guys, I love it, but remember, man, it's like, a lot of people work on these things. You can't be throwing Tom Holland through the sky, no matter how much he asks you to participate because he wants to be a good actor. Don't let him do this.
No, like, bro, they already sold tickets to the Odyssey. Like they were bidding.
Guys. So she's talking about Christopher Nolan's new film, The Odyssey, that doesn't come out for like 10 more months. And it went on sale a couple months ago. And the first weekend already sold out. You can get like a commemorative ticket. Like that's how big Christopher Nolan films are right now. And Tom Holland's in that film. So Tom Holland got severely concussed.
Yep.
Do you think he's going to be like a little touched after this, where he's not going to be able to hey.
I hope not. So what happened was the injury happened, but he had I don't know if you call it a gala or like a ceremony because he has an organization where he does something very nice for children. I don't know what it is. I didn't even Zendaya was there. That's all I know. Zendaya was there and he started feeling like dizzy and nauseous and he had to leave. So I'm just hoping that he feels better. And like, it's literally never that serious to like get hurt. Also, shout out to the stunt person who also got hurt because it wasn't just him. It was him.
Wait. Who got hurt first?
I guess they were just both
because it's like,
around.
It had to have been like, because either way, it's fucked. If Tom Holland got concussed first and then they were like, stunt guy, come on in here, like knowing it's a dangerous stunt, or if it's a stunt guy that did it first, he gets hurt and they're like, Tom, we don't have anybody else. Like it's messed up either way you think about it. Or maybe he just doesn't want to hang out with Zendaya.
Yeah, because the thing is, he wants to be a house husband. Like he is learning to cook from his brother. So
he sells a non-alcoholic beer that he created, which is cute.
Guys, it's called Barrow, and I got a free sample of it, and it has no alcohol in it.
Wait. So, did you bug Tom Holland's PR people to send you free beer?
I didn't bug them, but I certainly emailed them. And they were like, hey, we don't have budget right now, but if you want to sample this beer, you can. And then when I saw it, when he was at the organization's like ceremony, it said Barrow on it, and I'm like, yeah, I got some free non-alc beer, baby.
Okay,
Carl Radke, keep up, babe. I don't have any non-alc lover boy, and I'm in the Bravo space.
I just want a soft bar hat. Okay, I got 3 quick stories for you.
Okay.
Today we have new Bravo news. Wes Wilson and Mia from Southern Hospitality were spotted on a date in New York City, according to Demois. They have a picture of this. I don't know if you watch Southern Hospitality, but what do you think of this pairing?
I hate it, but I think it's going to be great for Mia because she is beautiful. And she's on Southern Hospitality, so that's gonna make more people tune into Southern
But this Wes
Hospitality.
Wilson, and there was like, Sophie was telling me there was like a lot of talk that he's like really into butt stuff. Did you hear that?
No, but I believe it.
Oh, I believe it too. But like, I mean,
Who is
but
it?
she is very beautiful. She is very beautiful. Okay, here's another thing that came out today. What are your thoughts? Adele is reportedly in talks to perform at the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. Thoughts?
Need it now. Give me it. Give me it
Hi, are you
yesterday.
out of your mind? Like, Adele's one of the top performers ever, but come on, that is not.
It's not going to be like a show, but
It's not Super Bowl music. What are you talking about? People are giving each other CTE on the field, and they're like, "Could have had it all." Everything's like a ballad. What are you talking about?
That's what makes a good voice makes for a good show. So all she has to do, just like her residency, all she has to do is just stand in the middle and sound good, and we will be singing loudly at home. Love
Okay,
it.
agree to disagree on that one. And then
You can be wrong.
Harry Styles this weekend ran the Berlin Marathon, and he ran this marathon under a pseudonym, and his pseudonym was Stead Sarandos. Stead Sarandos. And his time, you guys, he ran a 26.2 mile marathon in 2 hours and 59 minutes and 13 seconds. Thoughts?
How long is a marathon?
Well, it's 26 miles.
26 miles.
Okay, so for comparison, shockingly enough, I ran a marathon, and I ran
a marathon?
Yeah. But, okay, so Harry Styles ran it in 3 hours. I ran it in 5 hours and 45 minutes.
You ran the whole way?
Well, I mean, sometimes I would stop and like walk. I mean, like I wasn't I've never been a runner. So it was like when I quit smoking cigarettes, this was like,
I want to start.
I wish I could. But anyways, I was trying to do something to keep my mind off smoking.
You don't even know.
And I started training to do a marathon, and I'd never run in my life. Really. And I never got a runner's high. I never fell in love with it. And it was painful for like the 9 months I trained for it, but I completed it. But Harry Styles ran it in 3 hours. Can you believe that?
Yeah, because he's a performer. So I'm not surprised. That's like when they were like, oh, Taylor Swift went through her entire show on the treadmill, and that's how she prepared. I'm like, well, yes. That's how.
And did you see the musician Lord's on tour right now, and she just opened her concert last week, and she has a treadmill on stage, and she's running on the treadmill singing.
Cunty. She is so cunty. I love that kind of shit.
Okay, I could talk to you forever, but wait,
I have one question though.
Yeah,
was Zoe Kravitz at the marathon?
That's a great question. I don't know if she was, but did you see that TMZ article a couple of weeks ago that they're like, they just be fucking? Like they're not like exclusive. They're just like friends with benefits. Like that was the actual article on TMZ.
Yeah. And I think that's breaking journal. Like that's the kind of journalism that I'm like, yeah, TMZ, this is what we need. I don't need to see Kobe's body wrangled under a helicopter. I need to see.
Can I say something about Kobe real quick? Like,
of course.
It is inspired, his untimely passing has inspired so much bad graffiti in Los Angeles. It's like there are some beautiful Kobe Bryant murals in Los Angeles, and then there's some ones where I'm like, you're not honoring Kobe here. Like this is legitimately not good, and it's not. It never looks like.
Do you think that anyone is like trolling? Like they don't.
No,
really
well, okay. There's one. I gotta get a picture. This is so bad. There's one on Sunset and La Cienega, and I always call it Gay Kobe because it's always like, it's like this little like
gay like Harajuku Kobe.
Yeah, because it's like, and if I took a picture, I'll take a picture next time I send it to you. You would know exactly what I meant by it.
Yeah.
But because I've seen beautiful Kobe Bryant murals and like beautiful ones of his daughter. But then there is just so much where you're like, you should have left this in drafts. Like you should have practiced before you hit a building with this.
And why has no one sprayed over it yet?
Well, I think out of general respect for, I mean, I think it's probably bad juju to like take it down.
No, they spray over Nipsey all the time, but that's another podcast.
Oh, Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, anyway, we'll explain Nipsey next time. So, guys, the show is Bravo, We're Black.
Yes.
Always go check it out. Go rate it 5 stars before you even do that. And then follow them on Instagram
Yeah.
and then go support them on Patreon and all of the things. And I'm just really happy that you're here. So I hope you had a good time.
Thank you so much for having me. The last thing that you guys can do is this month is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and I have sickle cell, and we go to the same doctors that cancer patients go to. And I'm not trying to equate it to cancer, but I'm just saying that like we're here and it affects people of color more than it affects anyone else. So every September, yes, I cry and I just tell you guys about like how I got fired when I was in the hospital like last year. And I talk about all these terrible things that had happened and are happening to me. But in addition to complaining, I am now collecting, some funds to directly give to people with sickle cell, not just myself. Okay, guys, I'm actually paying some
Sounds like a
people.
scam, Kaya. I got to tell you right off the bat.
They have to approve it on GoFundMe,
I'm
and they're
joking.
watching me.
Why didn't you lead with this? Why are you waiting to the very end of an hour and a half podcast? We should have led with this. This is important.
Cut this out. Put this in the middle as like an ad. Listen, I'll send you guys a link. It's a GoFundMe.
Oh, you know what,
I'm
Kyle,
almost there.
Will you text me all the information so I can put it in the show notes?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you for having me. I had such a good time.
And yeah, just so you know, I sometimes have headaches, and I will also have a GoFundMe as well.
Okay.
To have a great fun. No, I'm serious. I've known this about Kaya forever, and she's had hospital visits that's taken her away from work and the things that she's loved. So it is really important to educate yourself about these things and help out the people in any way that we can. So, Kaya, anytime you want to come on, like always, you'll just have to tell me. But we want you here. I want you here. And I think I'm coming on Bravo We're Black very soon. So we'll continue this conversation then. Bye, guys.
Bye.